What's going on, guys? Today I have for you the installation video of my Ducklip spoiler on my 2015 Volkswagen Passat. This spoiler is made for a 2012 to a 2019, and this is a Ducklip style. Sorry about that. So in the center, as you can see, it has a cutout in the middle for the third taillight. So I got this spoiler off of spoilerkings.com, and they had a couple different options. A lot of them were just like the simple lip that went across. I'm like, I liked it, but I wanted something a little bit different. There was another one that kind of like, it was like the edges had nothing, but then it kind of like built up in the middle, if that makes any sense. I'll try to find a picture of it and show you and put it on screen. But I didn't really like that one either. And then this one popped up, and this one I definitely liked a lot. And this is made out of polyurethane, which is a flexible rubber. And it came unpainted, and actually came with instructions on how to paint it. So I probably should have painted it before I put it on the car, but I am definitely going to be painting it. I'm definitely gonna be painting it eventually. It's an unfinished, like, black, but I'm definitely gonna be painting it gloss black eventually. I just don't know when, but I'll be able to figure out how to do that when the time's ready. So like I said, this is a Ducklip style spoiler, and it is a non-drill. There is 2 things of adhesive tape on the back of it. You guys will see me later on in the video struggling to install that, or not install that, but remove it, because that was probably the hardest part, was trying to get that tape off. It said to use a blade, but I ended up using my finger, and that was honestly the most stressful thing. Other than that, the spoiler install went pretty well, although there were a few trial and errors. As you can see, I'm trying to get the left side to match up with the right, and a bunch of times as I kept trying to line it up, the like another side would lift, so I would have to add more tape. And it was a little bit difficult to work with because it is a flexible rubber, but so that was probably a little bit of a hard part. And as you can see, I'm trying to match the gaps. So on one side, I'm trying to match the gaps on the left side and the right side, and I had a little bit of trouble lining those up as well. And here you can see trying to line it up so that I can get it fit with on the left side as it is on the right side. And then obviously that gap in the middle that you see in the center cut obviously does not stay there. It did eventually, when I did take the adhesive off, it did stick, which is good. And as you can see from that quick glimpse, that the left side kept coming up as with the test fit. So I just had to keep adding a couple more pieces of tape and checking to make sure all the lines fit in the gap. And then I wanted to adjust the right side now. And then as you can see there again, that side popped up. So that was a little annoying. It's like when you make a bed and one side's already like, one part of the sheet is already in, and then you have to go to the other side and do that. And then just the other side pops out, and it just makes everything so much more annoying. So that was honestly the first trial, and I ended up getting new tape on each side. I started with the left and just added a lot more, and just like at least 5 pieces holding it down in the back, and then I think there's like another couple pieces on the other side. And as you can see right here, I am now adding the tape to the other side, and again that gap is still up in the middle, and I was trying to get it down the whole time, but honestly that wasn't that big of a deal because that gap went down when the adhesive did go on the car, like I said. And this was more of the final test fit before I started to take the adhesive off. Again, I just wanted to check to see if that gap between the spoiler and the top of the trunk on the edge there was about the same, and they were literally like half of a fingertip length on each side, so I was pretty happy with that. And then I go ahead and I start adding tape on the middle to hold it down for a minute, and I just wanted to be able to see the other side, or to see the whole thing, what it would look like before I go and start taking the adhesive off. So once I lined everything up, put the tape on, I then went ahead, took the tape off the left side, and began to peel off the adhesive. And this was the very, very stressful part. This was like, I don't even know how to explain it. It just would not come off. Like, it was a very strong adhesive, and it's like if I did it the wrong way, then like the entire adhesive will come off with the tape, and that would not be good and would make me very, very upset. So I started trying with the left didn't work, so I'm looking at the instructions again to see if there's anything else, anything different, or anything that like would make it easier. And it said use a blade, but I didn't really want to use a blade because just in case I cut off the adhesive. So I just kept getting with my fingernails, and it just took so much time. I wasn't able to get the left side, and as you see here in a second, I eventually will switch over to the right. I then go ahead, and this is where I move over to the right, and again I just try to get my fingernail in there and take off the tape, and it just was not working. It was so very stressful. I got stressed out for a second, and I was honestly ready to just stop putting on the spoiler. And I kept looking at the instructions, and it's just like nothing was working. I could not get it off. I eventually moved back to the left, and that one wasn't working. It's just I didn't know what to do anymore, and I thought about going to the blade, grabbing the blade, and right here, I know you can't see it because I'm blocking it. Right here is when I got one of the adhesives off. So there was two on there, and as you can see, the red tape's hanging off. So I got one of them, and my finger got caught right there, as you saw. And then, so I had to get the other one off, but I had to make sure that it didn't stick, because once it stuck, or if it sticks, kind of like what I did right there, I already held it down, but I'm like, I still have to get the other one off, and I don't want it to stick. So I had to be careful of that I didn't do that. So again, it was more headache of trying to get the second adhesive wrapper off, and eventually I did. It was just such a pain. And as you can see right here, in just a second, this is when I got the adhesive off, or the second side, and I was very, very happy because the rest of the install was just pressing down and making sure everything fit. And I was very happy with how this turned out. Like the gaps were good. Everything was even. So I go ahead and place down the right side, making sure everything's good. And I gave it a couple of presses, and I was very, very proud of how that lined up. It was about a fingernail length short of the trunk, but the instructions said that it kind of expands with the heat, but it doesn't much. So I then go ahead and I take the rest of the blue tape off, and then I'm going to go ahead and I begin to peel the rest of the red tape off and press everything down and hold it down. So I'm right here taking off the tape, pressing everything down, or I'm trying not to press everything down right now. I want to make sure the tape gets off first, and there's still some more blue tape. I go ahead and peel the rest right off, and I got the other one off, no problems, and everything was good. And I was able to kind of bend the spoiler into shape, which made it easy. I guess that doing that kind of make it easy. And right there, the spoiler is perfectly on. I checked the gaps again, everything was good. The gap was the same on the left as it was at the right, and I was very, very happy with how it came out. And it was actually like, it stuck on there pretty good. And as you can see, I'm just kind of pressing it down now, making sure everything sticks. And then it had me put tape on it for like a couple days. So I was driving the car around for a few days with the blue tape on the back of it. I wonder what people would have thought about that. But I kind of pulled it up there to make sure everything stuck pretty good. And like, this seemed like this thing was not going anywhere, which I was very, very happy about. So the rest of the install was pretty much just me putting blue tape on to hold for a few days. I then went ahead and cleaned up the area, got all the blue and red tape out of the way and thrown into the garbage. And then I wanted to see with the black gloss the wrap that I had left, to see if it would fit, but none of it fit. It was too short, so then I just decided I'm just gonna paint that normally off camera whenever. And as you can see, I put the finishing tape on to hold it down for a few days, and I kind of just it had me keep the tape on there for like 72 hours. So every day I would just put like fresh tape to hold it down. Really all I needed was like 3 or 4 pieces. And yeah, that was pretty much the entire install. Other than the tape not being able to get off, it was a pretty smooth install. Other than that, and I like how it looks. I think it looks really, really good. It's probably my last exterior mod that I did for my car. I might do side skirts, and I found a diffuser, and I forgot the name of the website that it comes from, but that's pretty much the last of the exterior mods. Besides window tinting, which I don't think I'd really make a video on that anyways, because I'm not doing that. I wanted to originally, but then it just looks way too complicated for me. But yeah, that was pretty much the entire install. I was really, really happy. Like I said, everything turned out well, and we are just gonna ignore the fact that I'm casually rolling right here while trying to start my car. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this install. Look for more videos in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.